So guys, we are in Trained by JP Cheltenham. Not got a clue what we're doing today. We're just winging this session. So we've got a special guest. We've got Mr. Bridgman in the building. And we are going to be training pool. In this video, we are going to be talking about post-show because I know a lot of you guys are transitioning into your post-show period at the moment. And Mr. Bridgman is also post-show as well. He did incredible in his shows this year, so it'll be good to actually talk to him about how he's feeling and what he's actually doing from a male perspective, and we'll see the differences. We are starting with a lap cool down today. My training has completely changed since the last time I spoke to you. I'm about 7 weeks into my health phase now, which is crazy. I feel like the time has actually passed so quickly, and it's actually been a really good reverse out from my shows because I wasn't lean, so I haven't got really any of the negative effects that actually came from being in a contest prep, which is good. Didn't have a crazy bad rebound, and blood work is actually in a good place now, which I'm going to talk about later, and that is something that you need to take into consideration, that the first section of your improvement season, especially those first 8 weeks, you're not going to be in the gym trying to actually build tissue. That is when you should actually be focusing on pulling back and actually prioritising rest and actually focusing on recovery during that time. So I'm kind of out of that phase at the moment, whereas you'll be in that phase for a while, are you?
Which
or
phase?
do you not have a health phase?
Yes. Health phase. Are we talking about drugs on this channel?
We do talk about drugs, yes.
So yeah, health phases, super important. Probably, I don't really hear what she said, but probably your focus, unfortunately, it has to go away from huge progressions, what you can do in the gym, and much more about setting some baseline numbers, improving your form, making sure everything's perfect and ready for when you can take up the next. That's right.
Assisted reps or anything at the moment, or are you just leaving it?
Just leaving it.
Being careful.
Yeah, just right to the point of where I can finish, and then I'm done. Because I can notice the recovery now, especially week 4, week 5. I'm just like, whoa, shit. That's what being natural feels like. Yeah.
When do you start to actually feel better?
From prep?
Yeah.
So I've been keeping track of it. It's just 3.5 weeks post prep. Oh, in fact, no, it's 4 weeks today. And I feel more normal. I'm sleeping better. My sex drive's still 50% of what it could be.
Yeah.
Energy's real good, cognitive ability's real good. But anything feels better than where you're at right there. So I know there's still a lot more to come. So it could be 4 to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
until everything's normal. So.
Yeah. I think for females it's actually a lot longer as well. Because we've our menstrual cycles as well don't normally come back for 12 to 16 weeks post show, which is wild.
Yeah, let's go then.
when it comes to the first couple of days of you being post-show, the excitement starts to wear off, the adrenaline starts to drop, and you will have ate foods that are obviously quite calorie dense, that contain a lot more sugar and sodium that you normally eat, and that is absolutely fine. What you will have got to take into consideration though is that you are going to gain some additional water weight from that, and if you are even using natural diuretics as well, you are going to get a slight rebound when it comes to extracellular water from that as well. Especially females as well, when your food tends to be a lot lower, especially at the back end of a pet, you are going to get a little rebound when it comes to scale weight. And I think a lot of people freak out when it comes to that like first week post-show, when that water will actually stabilise and come off. But it is quite a daunting and scary time, especially for females. And if you get back onto a maintenance plan, well, your new maintenance calories, and actually get your food up to a place where satiation starts to increase and you actually are able to realistically stick to a plan, that extracellular water that you do gain in that first week will drop off a little bit and your body will stabilise. But it's about remembering that that additional weight is absolutely fine as well. It's not going to mess up your improvement season if you do get right back onto some sort of structure. That doesn't mean that you cannot indulge in some foods now and again, but you don't need to be a hippopotamus and eat it all on 1 week. And if you do, that's absolutely fine as well, because I did that on my first season and I gained 10 kilos in a week. And that's why I'm so passionate when it comes to my clients and my girls, because I don't want anybody to feel the way that I felt after that first season. Weight post-show as well?
Oh yeah.
Like 10 kilos in a week?
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Even more, because being 100 kilos, I could put on 15 kilos in a week. But you learn from that feeling. Oof.
Yeah.
I did that when I was natural though, so that was like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. And did you have a coach during that first time?
I did, yeah. And just that lack of, like you said then, the unknown, like the feelings that you feel post-show, they're different than pre-show. Like, you think hunger's bad before show, like wait till after. So if I knew that and I had like some of the tools to get out of it and manage it, I might have done a little bit better. But even then, it took me 4 years of competing to get out of that habit of going the other way, you know. It's very difficult.
Yeah. See, I was opposite. My coach at the time told me just to basically just do what I wanted. The day after the show, she was like, well, you can just do what you want now and we'll just start again for PCA British Finals. So I had a massive plastic box, you know those storage boxes, full of food, like full of every single biscuit you could possibly think of from the supermarket. And I had bought all these like American candies, and my mum made me a cake, and I ate the whole lot in like 2 days. Easy. Also, I just want to say as well, if you are someone that actually has really struggled with post-show and you maybe are in that position that you have gained a lot of weight, please remember that there is actually light at the end of the tunnel. Although it maybe doesn't feel like it just now and you're maybe feeling a little bit like you'll maybe feel like a failure, you'll maybe feel like nobody else is in the same position as you, but trust me, people don't talk about post-show enough, and I think that when it comes to being in that position, communicating with your coach is literally the most important thing, guys. Like, your coach is not there to give you into trouble, they're not there to punish you, they're there to help you, and you putting yourself back in a restrictive state or trying to maybe compensate that additional calories that you have ate is only going to escalate and actually make those problems worse. So just make sure that you're just going back to your normal diet, your normal plan, and don't try and do any additional cardio. Sometimes you do just need to suffer the consequences, and actually learn from the mistake, because even though those things happen, as long as you create a plan moving forward and actually find out the reason as to why, or to find out what your triggers actually was that caused it. That is the most important thing. Oh boy.
What?
No, it's okay.
Come on, come on. Test. Pull back. Come on. All the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
You need to pull my shoulders out my socket. Imagine I moved
Right,
it.
let's go. Beautiful. Good. Good job.
Good job.
Woo. Hello, how are you? Good. What's your thoughts on your upper body, like rotating as you're doing a lat bias exercise?
I'd personally do it at the end if I needed to
Yeah,
try and rotate a bit, but I try and keep it relatively fixed.
yeah,
And just let the shoulder come forward, let the shoulder fully retract, because that doesn't really affect the lat, right?
yeah.
Technically speaking.
And what about if you're doing a pull down?
Yeah, I wouldn't do the same. If anything, I would like sit in that funny position where you're across, so then you're getting pulled across, because all that's affecting the lat, but that isn't affecting the lat, right?
Yeah.
So it's all just about pulling. So I still wouldn't rotate either,
Yeah.
personally. Do you feel that when you pull?
Pardon?
Do you feel that when you pull?
Not really, but I can never get a good connection with my
Because it looks like for me that you can't like
Yeah.
you want to finish there.
Yeah,
And that's where the finishing position should be.
okay. I'll give it a try. No, my brain's thinking, sorry.
Try like keep your shoulders more even. Yeah, stay like that because you're slanted down one side. That is better. I don't know if that feels any different.
Pardon?
I said I don't know if that feels any different right away.
I feel it quite a lot in my biceps.
Yeah. I mean, you look like you got a bicep pump.
I know.
But you always feel
No
like
problem.
you always feel your biceps.
Yeah,
The thing is, when you've got years of habit,
I know.
because I can literally see it.
Yeah.
You know what I think? Like that's your shoulder joint. Your scap's just go like this. That's all you want to try and do with a lat. Just like it's rotate.
Yeah. Pardon?
Just keep your head forward. It looks better from the back. Like, you should be thinking about wrapping down
Yeah, I
my
can
fingers
feel it.
like that. And just like closing my hand.
That felt better. So one massive thing to take into consideration when you are post-show is that Instagram is not real. Instagram is literally a highlight reel where people are documenting their best check-in photos, they're documenting the highlights from their life. People are not documenting the things that they're struggling with. And what you've got to take into consideration is if you see someone that has got that looks like they've reversed crazy well out of their show, the body composition isn't just everything post-show. There's a lot of negative adaptations that can actually happen and affect you outside of your physique. Just because someone's physique looks good doesn't mean that they're not struggling in their own way as well. And that's what you've got to take into consideration as well, that post-show is a time where psychologically a lot of people are in a really dark place, and it can take quite a bit of time to actually get out of that dark place for your leptin and ghrelin hormones, so your hunger hormones, to actually settle. And it'll take time for you to actually get back into a position where you are maybe feeling more energetic, or you are able to string a full conversation with someone without forgetting halfway through. And it just takes a little bit of time, but don't focus on what other people's physiques look like or the other pictures that people are sharing on Instagram, because I can guarantee you every single person is going through their own sort of struggle. Oh, that was terrible.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
That was so
It
terrible.
doesn't drop off. Good, come on. All the way forward. All the way back, good. Shoulder blades back. That's better, good. And again. Shoulder blades back.
If you are someone that is a serial snacker post-show or post-dieting phase, make sure that you have got high voluminous foods in your meal plan, but also in your fridge as well. Having a load of strawberries or a load of fruit, things like Greek yogurt, or just making sure that you've got protein prepped in your fridge is going to mean that you're going to actually opt for more lower calorie, more satiating foods, as opposed to going for more palatable foods such as chocolate, etc. I know that macro tracking is something that we all want to do when we're out of a prep or out of a dieting phase. However, stick to some sort of meal plan, because going from full send prep or diet mode to then going into flexible dieting, it is completely different approaches, and you are going to feel overwhelmed, you are going to feel stressed, and you are going to probably have difficulties actually macro matching, or you'll end up with an extreme increase in cravings as well. I'm not saying not have foods that you want to enjoy, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to actually eat those every single day. Have a couple of untracked meals, completely guilt-free, because at the end of the day, untracked meals, they're literally just calories. It's literally a 1,000 calorie meal. It's what you do after that that's going to result in excessive weight gain. So if you're on plan, like 90% of the week, you having a couple of untracked meals is absolutely fine. Okay, one more plate. Another thing to take into consideration, please, please, please guys, whatever you do, keep your routine the exact same. Don't cut out all your cardio. Don't cut out all your steps, because what this is going to do is it's just going to drive your expenditure right down, but it's also going to make you feel really lost as well. If you've been in the habit of getting up super early, doing your cardio every single day, going for a walk at the same time every single day, if you take all of those things out at once, you're going to feel like a deer going into headlights. Give yourself time to slowly reduce your cardio, reduce your steps, to get you into a position where you are actually able to grow. Like, I understand that you want rest, you want to spend time with your family, but those things are going to come with time. And although we always talk about post-show rebound in terms of weight, but you've got to look at your psychological health as well, and your mental health. Your mental health is one of the most important things. And when that's the awesome thing with bodybuilding, is that it is so monotonous. You do feel like you've got a purpose, you do have a routine, you've got something to jump out of bed for every single day. And just because that show isn't there doesn't mean that all of those aspects change. Make sure that you're keeping your expenditure actually in a good place year round, not just from a physique perspective, but it'll genuinely make you feel so good as well. Especially my ADHDers, keep a routine in, get your morning steps in. I am actually going to be doing an ADHD podcast, YouTube next, so watch out for that one. My next culprit. What is the biggest thing that you struggle with post-show? So I think it's so good to get actually loads of different perspectives on it.
So I think for me is I wanted to hit the ground running with like business and just like switch, like get straight back into life. And my body was like absolutely not. Like it took me a good, like I wanted to get back into a really solid routine with work and just like throw myself and expand the business and everything. And like literally that week post show, I could barely function.
Yeah.
I felt so run down. I was borderline ill. Like I wanted to train, but I was coming in. I almost felt worse than I did towards the back end of prep. It was like that mind fuck of like your like just the head wobbles as well. I was so puffy. So it's just wanting to get back into it. My body just not being ready. So it's taken me time, and then I actually going away, having like an actual mental and physical reset, and now coming back at actually like I'm now a month post show, feel ready to be like, right, like my brain's functioning fully again.
Yeah.
Like the time.
Most of the time. Be kind to yourself if it is your first season post-show, or even if you are an experienced athlete and this is your third or fourth time going through the process. It is going to be slightly different every single time, and it is about finding the approach that works best for you. My opinion and my best advice would be to go to maintenance and implement a recovery diet first. As I said, to help with satiation, to help with cravings, and it'll get you back to a place that is healthier, quicker. Whereas a reverse diet is a lot slower, and for the majority of people, if you get lean, it means that you're going to be in a diet for a longer duration of time. But when it comes to post-show, every single time is different. I have had post-shows where I've been scared to eat. I've had post-shows where I've ate too much. It takes a little bit of time to actually get the balance, and this is why having a coach is so important. Continue doing your daily check-ins with your coach, continue communicating with them, because you're not alone. And if you've got someone that you trust and that understands and respects you in your corner, that is literally the most important thing. Anyway, We are going on to leg curl now. I'm actually doing hamstrings 3 times per week at the moment. So I think the last time I spoke, had I changed coaches at that point? No. So from my previous YouTube video, my little amateur vlog, you'll have seen that I have got a new coach and we have now changed my training program. So my legs are my weakest area and my delts don't need to grow anymore at the moment. So we are training legs every single time I actually feel recovered. So we're currently training legs 3 times per week, which is quite challenging, but it's good at the same time because I do feel like it is making a difference. And that's something to take into consideration as well. Like, I am a figure athlete and I'm doing 1 upper session and 3 lowers each week. It is about finding the right split for you. Not everybody should be on a push-pull leg split because it doesn't work for everybody's needs. I think if you are someone that needs to bring up your overall development everywhere, doing an upper-lower split is actually going to be beneficial for you. But for me, I don't really need to bring up my upper body anymore at this moment in time. So 3 leg days is working really well, along with some cycling as well, because I'm really enjoying doing the cycling. And while I'm speaking about that, while I'm warming up, implement other things when your competition is done. Have strength-related goals, but also have things that are outside of bodybuilding as well. Like, for example, with your cardio, try cycling, try maybe going to a spin class, try do something that is a little bit different, that is actually going to give you a little bit of excitement or take you away from the monotony slightly, because you don't want to go too far at the opposite end of the spectrum and start running marathons or something, because that's not going to be beneficial for bodybuilding. But yeah, implementing different things into your day is, especially if you've got ADHD as well. My ADHD is going absolutely mental right now. I'm like doing a set or I'm like trying to warm up, but I'm like, oh, I need to talk about this. I need to calm the fuck down. 1 set, full send. I know that I have been talking a lot on this machine, but I've got 1 set here. And this is where volume manipulation is so important to take into consideration. Not all my leg days are the exact same volume. The intensity is obviously there in every single session, but the volume is manipulated to make sure that I'm getting everything in across the week, but pulling down on days to help from a recovery perspective. Yeah. Oh boy.